What's going on, everybody? Happy New Year, and time to talk about the new comics for this first new comic book day of 2023. And my list this week does have 10 things on it. One of them's a manga this week, though. I didn't have 10 comics, indie comics to throw in there, so I decided to throw a manga into the mix. So let's kick it off with the manga in the number 10 spot, and that is Night of the Living Cat, Volume 2. This is just, it was hilarious, Volume 1. Of course, kind of paying homage to Night of the Living Dead, but with cats, and you touch the cat, you turn into a cat, and it's so cute. It is hilarious and phenomenal, and the number of things that are in this that remind you of your own cat is great, and I love this little post-apocalyptic story. It's been fantastic. It says written by Makamoto Fukami. It's art by Sigo Tokiya. If you look on the book, though, it says story by Hawkman, art by Mecha Roots. So that might be more accurate on the credits there. But that is my number 10 pick. And then going into the comics, apparently Aftershock is still alive. I know we've heard reports of Aftershock and its bankruptcy, but that's supposed to be restructuring debts and everything. So there are some Aftershock books actually coming out this week. I hope what that means is that these books are coming out to bring them money in, to pay their creators, to pay off their debts, to pay everything that needs to be done, and that they aren't trying to go out there and put more things out there and not pay more creators. I want to see Aftershock live. I want to see them right the wrongs that have been done to these creators that weren't getting paid. But we'll see. In the end, I hope creators get taken care of. But some of these series I really loved. And so two of them are coming out this week with their last issues. And maybe that'll change. Maybe there's something missing. It just hasn't been changed on Diamond. But right now, they're still listed. We've got Astronaut Down, issue number 5, being my number 9 pick. James Patrick writing, Rubine on the art. Douglas, an interdimensional astronaut, has one last chance to save his world, but is it worth what he will lose? With everything on the line, it's time for Douglas to choose between his duty and his desire, between the world he hates and the woman he loves. So we'll see. Should be coming out. Number 8 this week, I've got Stillwater, number 17, from Chip Zdarsky, Ramon K. Perez, and Mike Spicer. The secret of Stillwater is revealed, and the town of Coldwater declares war. The end of everything starts here. This is the penultimate issue of Stillwater. That means issue 18, last issue. It's been a long journey for Stillwater. I somehow have stayed on it for this whole time because this last volume has taken forever to get out. This one coming from Image Comics. Looks like from Skybound imprint based on the logo on the cover. But I'm riding out to the end and happy to see how this wraps up. The other Aftershock book on here is A Calculated Man, issue number 4, which I think that's the last issue, but let me double check. It's been a while since any Aftershock book has hit the shelves, and yeah, number 4 is the last issue listed on here. But I really have been enjoying this series from Paul Tobin and Alberto Albuquerque. Just fantastic storytelling from the team. And the truth about Jack Bean's family is finally laid bare for everyone to see. The Keyes crime family knows full well what Jack has been doing. The U.S. Marshals know all the crimes he's been committing. Even Vera, Jack's girlfriend, now knows he wasn't kidding about his single-handed attempt to eradicate the entire crime family from the city. But does this all mean that Jack's number is finally up, or does this peculiar genius have a few hidden lines in his equation? So we'll see if both of those books come out this week. Those are only Aftershock books I saw coming out this week that I read. So I'm hoping. I really want to see the end of these stories, and I want to see these creators paid for the work that they have done here. That was our number 8 pick. So number 7, we got Radiant Pink, number 2 of 5, from Megan Camarena, Melissa Flores, and Emma Kubert, with looks like Rebecca Nalty on the colors. Impossibly far from home and unable to rely on her powers, can Ava and her new companion survive long enough to figure out a way back, or is this the end of Radiant Pink? And if it is, what do we do with the rest of this miniseries? Loved issue number 1. I love that there's definitely some stuff us as the reader knows about her new companion and stuff that she doesn't know. But I almost feel like we're going to see some change in that character over the arc as she gets to talk with Radiant Pink a little bit more with Ava. So, moving down the list for number 6, I believe that would be, or this is number 5. This is number 5. So Radiant Pink was number 7. Yeah. Sorry, I always mix my numbers up. Number 5 this week is The Approach, number 3 of 5 from Boom Studios, from Jeremy Hahn, Jason A. Hurley, and Jesus Hervas. The monster could strike at any time, any place, and it's up to Mac and Abby to figure out how to stop it while the surviving passengers do what they can to find refuge from the horror. With Jake as their eye in the sky, can Abby and Mac discover the looming monstrosity before it kills again? Been loving this horror series from Boom Studios. Jeremy Hahn is doing an excellent job creating this world and creating the horror behind the monster, building that suspense that's just pertinent for any type of horror story. Number 4 on the list, going to Black Mass Studios for Rogue State. Number 2, this one's an oversized comic from Matteo Pazzola and Carlos Granda, and it's issue 1 was great. I wanted to drop it because it was oversized, and I ended up loving it, so I'm sticking on it. As Dusk Girl continues her search for Taylor, the black shirts are close on her trail if she's not careful. Dusk Girl will find her way to their secret prison the hard way. From writer Matteo Pazzola and Carlos Granda comes this tale of rebelling against tyranny, reconquering stolen land, punching fascists in the face, and building a better nation. That is the number 4 pick this week. Number 3, 2, and 1 are all number 1s. And the first one up is our number 3 pick from Ablaze Publishing, from Dario Ciccio and Letizia Cardanici, artist of House of Slaughter. It is not difficult to be happy under a blue sky, but it takes a lot of courage to be strong, even under a black sun. Over the years, a black sun has risen twice, a dark dawn whose rays have done terrible things to people's minds, driving them all sorts of horror. 12 years have passed since the last time, and the world still fears the return of that inexplicable phenomenon. But fear is not the only legacy of those terrible days. All the women who got pregnant under the influence of the black sun have given birth to babies with some peculiarities. White hair, ashy skin, abnormal proportions, and eyes as red as fire. The children of the black sun. Brightvale is a small town like many others. Here, the children of the black sun are treated with particular contempt, especially in the days leading up to the anniversary of the 2 disasters. The hatred of their fellow villagers, terrified as a possible return of that horror, will push these kids to unite and embark on a hallucinatory journey to discover themselves and their true nature. But is the black sun really about to return? This idea just, I love this. I love this as a potential horror story concept, but also as like a little bit of a found family and some really interesting concepts in this. So I'm looking forward to it. There is also an homage to Something's Killing the Children, number 1. An homage in a way. It fits the format of it, but it stays, I don't know, it stays enough away from it that it's not a straight copy-paste idea. It does have some different elements in it, so I do like that. But I'm getting that cover because I thought that was super cool. Number 2 on the list, going to another one from Black Mass Studios. That is Gangsters Barista, number 1 from Pat Shand and artist Renzo. We'll try that again. Vivenzio Riccardi and Renzo Rodriguez on the art here. Connor Hughes doing the cover A on this one. Jim Campbell on letters. If you have not read the Destiny New York world from Pat Shand, you need to, and this is just one awesome character in it, is a coffee-fueled crime comedy from Pat Shand. Trinity used to live a life of crime, but now she has left behind her old life and works at a coffee shop. Unfortunately, making ends meet isn't easy to do with a minimum wage job, not to mention the fact that customers are beginning to get on Trinity's nerves. And it's getting harder and harder to not let her old tendencies take control. When Trinity's past comes calling, it's like the famous quote, "Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in." Includes a bonus comic in each issue. Collects covers by Rising Stars Connor Hughes, Alyssa Romboli, and series co-creator Renzo Rodriguez. You need to pick up anything from the Destiny New York world. So the Destiny New York volume #1 is out from Black Mask right now. It's also out from Pat Shand from his Kickstarters. He's got Destiny New York stuff coming out all the time over there. So if you haven't already checked all that out, he has an Etsy shop. So things to look out for. This is one part of the world. If you like it and you want to know more about the world, definitely recommend checking out Destiny New York. And then Smoke Weed, See the Future, another part of that story. And Cherry Gilbert, Necromancer. So all these are great stories in the world. And going down to the #1 pick this week, the first #1 pick of the year, we're going to AWA for Trojan, issue #1 from Daniel Kraus, Marco Lesko, and Lacey. Lacey, I think, doing the art, Marco Lesko on the colors, Jeff DeCall doing all of the cover A's on this series, and some of them are really, really good. Issue #1, a great example of that. Once upon a time, we lived alongside legends, creatures of myth, centaurs, fauns, gorgons, kelpies, gnomes, and more. They were spectacular, majestic, powerful, peaceful, pure. In comparison, we were ugly, weak, warmongering, rotten. Is it any wonder we could not live alongside them any longer? After driving these legends to the fringes of society, an uglier form of mythos takes shape in the form of rumors of live snuff shows for dark web high rollers. When a mysterious young woman, Nessa, enlists the help of a hacker to take a tour of the grisliest corners of the dark web, she sets in motion a war between those who peddle to mankind's darkest fantasies and a world that transcends imagination. Trojan is a fantasy thriller full of wonder and horror in equal measure. I am very excited about this one. It's one of my, I guess, most anticipated coming out in 2023 that I know about already. That's been announced. So please pick this one up. You will not regret picking this up. I hope I don't eat those words and read it and don't like it, but I really love this description. I am excited about it, and it is my #1 pick for the first new comic book day of the year. This coming Wednesday, January 4th. January 4th, we will have on the channel Travis Gibb, writer of The Coins of Judas, coming from Band of Bards, coming up this January, just in a couple weeks. So check us out then. We'll be live and talking with Travis. Maybe we'll get Tyler the artist on too, if he's free. But definitely Travis will be there. We're talking Coins of Judas. Also just announced in the previous catalog, Granite State Punk. His Kickstarter book is going to be published from Black Caravan. So we're going to talk about that a little bit too. See you then. And as always, collect what you love. See you next time.